but it's baffling to me that you chose Joanna, saved Kaikumi, when Gigi is there, and your close friend, at least at the time, Bright. What happened?
It is finally the second live eviction on Big Brother Naija season 10, 10/10 season, and we're expecting that at least one or two housemates are going to be eliminated tonight. So of course the show started as it usually starts, with Ebuka giving us a brief recap of how the housemates had played for the past week or two and how it is going now. And we got to see their a brief part of their diary session, and then Ebuka had to go into the house, have a conversation with the housemates where he congratulated the housemates for winning the wager task, and he even told the group that won to guard the kitchen very, very well. And then he went on to speak to the head of house, Victory, congratulated him for snatching the head of house win from Thelma. And then he asked him that, even though I've heard you explain to some of the housemates, but I'm still confused how you would choose Joanna and Kaikumi for the privileges you gained access to over Gigi, your close party, someone you said you liked, and Bright, someone who was like your best friend in the house. And then Victory responded saying that he felt Kaikumi earned it, like even after they had a fight with Bright, he was going through a lot, and then he had to still find and give Bright the red envelope. He went on to talk about that, when it comes to picking Joanna over Gigi, it was a hard choice, but he had to do what he had to do. I'm like, okay, if not, so you see, but it was coming off somehow. So obviously, Ebuka had to go back into the house. He wanted to have a conversation with them, but then Big Brother needed to make an announcement. Turns out the housemates had voted for the most influential housemate of the week, and this is based on each person's opinion as to somebody who entertained, brought the drama, brought the energy, and so much more in Big Brother's house. And it was announced by Big Brother that Rude Boy is the first week's winner of the most influential housemate in Big Brother season 10 so far. And it was really nice because Big Brother said he was going to later announce what he won or what his reward was going to be.
I feel like Kumi and the fight with Bright, he still yes, the red envelope, yeah.
Nothing on Gigi.
That choice, but I had to do what I had to.
Was it hard though?
Influential player of the week is Boy.
We had to go on a short break and, had to come back. Ebuka gave us a recap of the, I think, the head of house games, a little bit of some drama, after game dramas, and all the 9 yards. And then he had to go into the house and ask questions. Yeah. Oh, before going into the house, he was asking the live audience at the studio whom they thought was going to leave, and people were screaming different names. Until one guy came up and was saying he feels it was going to be Rude Boy because Rude Boy is someone he knows physically. He has had conversations or meetups with, and he knows this guy has better energy than what he's offering, and he thinks he might leave, but he hopes not. And if he doesn't leave, he should bring more energy than he has brought throughout the last 2 weeks. And then Ebuka went back into the house and had to have a conversation with Thelma. He was like, you tried during the, head of house games, but you are a straight talker. And I want you to give me your honest review about Isabella. And, Thelma responded saying that one thing she's sure of is that Isabella is not a sister's keeper. She would come and lie to your face and go behind your back and do something else. But obviously, for you to even know that she did it, and that she doesn't take calm down to find out the truth before she makes decision or makes statements. For example, as related to yesterday where K-Bobo and Menton had a fight, she noticed how Isabella kept accusing Menton when it was obviously not Menton, all because when she has an assumed perception about somebody, she just runs with it if she doesn't like you. And then, Isabella related it back to the fact that even before the day she won the head of house, she was still struggling. And, for someone as Isabella that she had helped, Isabella was cheering on Jason. And that was why she did what she did by picking Kaikumi to be the HOA's guest. And, that's just what she feels about Isabella. And that was that. And then Ebuka had to tell the housemates who were up for nomination to stand up on their feet. And then he announced that the housemate that was evicted, the first housemate to be evicted from Big Brother Naija season 10 is Danboskid. And it's sad to see, but I want to say something. This guy is someone that if only he had put in a little bit more energy, a little bit more drive, a little bit more something, he would have stayed probably till the end. Being the first to be eliminated is a shocker, and it just shows how he really didn't play his game well. It will take some time, some weeks, if not probably a few months, for this to sink in, and sink in a very sad way. Well, it was sad that he got to leave, but it is what it is.
Very straight talker, and I want to find out your opinion on Isabella.
From like yesterday, I think she's someone I don't even think she's like her brother's keeper. Let me use that word.
Danboskid, you have been evicted from the Big Brother Naija house. Please leave the house.
And then we had another break, go back into the Big Brother house, and Ibuka literally wanted to, shake them up. But it is already confirmed that we were having a double eviction, the first of the season, in the same first actual eviction, because last week there was no eviction. Then Ibuka went back into the house, and he needed to have conversations with some of the housemates. He greeted Sultana. She responded nicely, and he was like, you've had a lot of opinions about Dede in the house for the past 2 weeks, and this is your chance to actually own up to it and air it out. Let's hear you. And she was like, I don't really have anything towards Dede, but I just feel that we both have different personas, and that's it. She was looking at her, and Dede was obviously just looking at her. This guy, me just get talk with him. We just get all the talk about me. Me she talk her. But then Ilka was like, oh really? Are you sure? She said yes. Said, okay, no problem. I'll get back to that. And then he went on to Doris. I was like, Doris, I'm going to push out the same question to you in relation to Mide. You've had a lot of opinions on Mide. What can you air it out? And Doris was like, I was just really tired last game. The shopping, I couldn't do shopping. But about Mide, we had a blowout, a clash, and then now she just likes to shout, but it's okay. At a point in my mind, I'm like, waiting this girl the talk. Madam, open your mouth, talk. I think all of an bold people. Mona talk. Own it with your chest like this. You guys are 10-10. What are you giving us 2/10 for? Like, I cannot wait to see how they expose Sultana's pin on Dede's clothes, and then all the things that, Doris has said about or towards Mide, all because she likes color. It's just crazy. You guys, you're 10-10. Give us the 10s.
You've had quite a lot of opinions about Dede.
We have different personas, and then that's okay.
What's your opinion of Mide?
She's always screaming, and I think I've taken off that scream.
We then went on another break and came back, and Ebuka had to announce, he obviously told the housemates who were still up for eviction to be on their feet, and then he announced that the next housemate to be evicted is Ibifubara. Like, people were shocked. I mean, we had at least 2-3 jaw drops, and even the live audience were screaming. But then, when Danboskid was asked if his feelings for Zita were true. He said yes, and that he would like to push it even outside of the house. Hopefully, if she doesn't, leave him. We went on to Ibifubara, who said this week was kind of shaky for her because the past week that the dynamics of friendships, with the likes of Sultana, and she mentioned 2 other names, that it's just been crazy. But then in the end, she's leaving strong. She has plans like podcasts and all that. Danboskid said he had plans for being an actor and all the 9 yards. It was just something nice to see. Ebuka then announced that no more housemates was up for eviction, but then they should up their game because next week they might not know who would get to leave.